Hey, this is Scott from the Southview Farm. Today we're going to work on brakes on the Yamaha Viking. This is a 2016 Yamaha Viking. I did a video on it not too long ago, a review on it. Check it out. But the parking brakes, doesn't have any parking brakes. And we live in eastern Kentucky, and about everything is hillside, so you're always parking on a hill, and you need that parking brake. On this machine here, it's got a parking brake lever on the dash, and when you pull it, it fully, I don't know if it, what you call it, if it extends, or when you pull the parking brake lever, it goes all the way back, that you don't feel the parking brake lever get tight, and then when you let off the brake, the foot brake, it'll start rolling downhill. So I believe we can adjust this. It looks like the parking brake pads have plenty of material on it. I don't know why a parking brake would wear that quick. This machine has its own system for the parking brakes and the regular brakes. Each wheel has a regular hydraulic brake that you work with, with the foot pedal, and then it has its own separate parking brake, which is a disc and some kind of mechanical caliper with a disc that's attached to the drive shaft that comes out of the engine to the rear axle. And I'll get the camera down here and we'll get a closer look, and I'll show you what we've got. I think I've never done this job before, but I think all we need are two tools. I think we just need a 12 millimeter and a quarter inch wrench. It's probably like a 5 or 6 millimeter wrench would fit it. Is probably what it's supposed to be, but a quarter inch wrench will fit the little adjusting caliper adjusting bolt. So let me grab the camera and get a closer look, and I'll show you what we're getting into. So this right here, this threaded kind of bolt kind of thing, threaded rod, and this nut right here, it's kind of hard to get in here, but that's what we're going to be adjusting. That's on the back of the parking brake caliper. We're going to loosen that large or the larger nut, the 12 millimeter right here. We're going to loosen that, and then we're going to use the quarter inch wrench to tighten this threaded piece here and push that caliper, I guess that caliper piston closer or farther in, so that we can get take a little bit more advantage of our brake pads. Let me see if I can get a shot of the pads. Here's your parking brake disc, and right here is the caliper, and it looks like from this angle here there is plenty of if I can get my hand out of the way, right here on the next to the disc, there's plenty of brake pad material. It may not be the case on the other side. Let's see here if we can see it. I don't know if we can get a good look at the other side. So right here, if we look through right here where my wrench is, that's the other, I believe that's the other pad, and you can see there's a lot of distance between the disc here and the pad. I'm sorry the video is not very clear. So this is your cable from your brake, and it looks like right in the way of the nut. All right, we figured it out. You have to hold. You have to have your brake, I guess, released, so the cable and the springs pulled all the way down, and then use another wrench to kind of get leverage on it and hold it down while you loosen the 12 millimeter lock nut. Because you can't get your wrench in there. Now let's see if we can tighten the brake up. There we go. You can almost, don't even need a wrench. You can almost just turn it by hand almost. It's kind of make it kind of hard to get your hand in here, that's for sure. That took a little bit of figuring out, but we got it. I felt it get tight. I'm gonna loosen up just a little bit. I may have it, and now I'm gonna check it. Okay, I'm gonna go pull the brake lever and check it. That's a lot better. I'm gonna go one more turn. If I can get my hand and a wrench in here. My hand's probably in the way of the video. But that's as far as I'm gonna go. Let's check it again. That's a lot better. I think we've got brakes now. So now we just have to hold this threaded piece in place with one wrench while we tighten up the 12 millimeter nut to lock it. All right. Let me check it again. Got her tight. Maybe it might be a little too tight, but well, hopefully that took care of it. I'm going to take it up here on the hill and test it out. Like I said, this machine doesn't have very many hours. It's got like a little over 1,500 hours on it, so I don't know why the parking brakes would wear out. I think it's a little quick for parking brakes. I mean, you're only using it while it's sitting still, so I don't see how they would wear out that quick and need adjustment. And you can't drive around with the parking brake on because there's an alarm. If your parking brake's set and you try to drive, and I found this out quite a few times, it'll start, it'll have starts beeping. The machine starts beeping, telling you your parking brake's on. So it's not like it's been drove around all over the place with the parking brake left on. That wasn't bad at all. So I found out that there's a on the 12 millimeter nut, if you have your brake pulled tight, engaged, that lever comes up and it hits a little aluminum stopper, and when you try to remove that nut, you can't get the wrench into that nut because there's a spring that's attached to that lever that's in the way. So if you release the brake lever, you can get your wrench to it, but then when you try to loosen it up, the leverage from your wrench pulls the parking brake lever up, and you can't get it loose. And there's not very much room to move your wrench in there. So what I had to do was release the parking brake, use my little 1/4 inch wrench, as a, or a screw, you could use a screwdriver or whatever, and wedge it in, and then release the 12 millimeter nut. And that came loose. Once I did that, it came loose pretty easy. And then I was able to just take my fingers almost and tighten up the threaded adjuster bolt, and then tighten up the 12 millimeter nut by, you know, when you got your, when you're wanting to tighten it, that's fine. If you release your brake, it's not, you're not pulling up on that lever, so you can just hold the 1/4 inch, your wrench on the 1/4 inch threaded adjuster bolt, and then tighten up the 12 millimeter nut, and it'll be fine. Like I said, that's the first time I've done that. Did it on camera. It went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to go pretty easy, but and then I was like, I can't even get the wrench in, but went a lot better than things usually do for me. So I'm gonna go take this, test it out, and we'll see you next time on the Southview Farm. Don't forget to, if you like these kind of videos, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.